And so I'm imagining, I guess, this almost this rigid structure that we think because we've set it, that it's almost like governance has been set. And then because it's set, it will protect us or everything will be fine. And the way that you describe it on the other side, I guess, is there's a there's a fluidity and a movement to it. So it sounds like almost governance is an intention rather than a protection. I don't know if that's the right
Mm,
way to contrast
no,
it.
I like that. I think that that's a good thread. So let me, okay, so there's a few things that I think are the building blocks of like how I started to like really like understand it in my bones about this. And one of them is like you brought up behavioral economics. Danny Kahneman and the debunking of the rational actor being like a beginning of that. But we humans, and he calls it YCADI, like what you see is all there is. So we have this tendency to our brains, like not because we're not good at our jobs or not systemic thinkers or all of these things. We have such a human tendency to make sense of what we see. And what does not come as naturally to us is what don't we see here? What am I not considering here? What connections, like what dependencies are here? All of these different things. So, he talks about like fast brain and slow brain and those kinds of things. So you can start to see how like this very natural human tendency to understand your worldview from your perspective gets entrenched in systems. And then we have like a whole society that's based around specialization, niche, and then you're in your function. And so like say you're a marketer and you're like, okay, I'm in the marketing function. And the language of the marketing function has its own vernacular. And you start like reinforcing that language. It ends up like making barriers between you and say your technology people. Or like customer journey, what? So all the structures and the specialization and everything, it all just like reinforces this like superhuman tendency to see things with your worldview. So when I think about that, I think, wow, we really need to have bridging mechanisms that can take that into account and help people see that. And other cognitive biases like confirmation bias. You put a deck with a bunch of data in front of executive teams that has a bent one way or the other, and we know with a pretty good degree of certainty the way that the decision will fall because we're not good at it as humans. What are we missing here? What other data do we need to make this decision intelligently? What are we not seeing? So, like, governance to me, if done like in my ideal state, I don't think it's, if I could wave some magic wands. mm,
I love wands.
I love wands.
I love wands.
I think that it would be much more about exploring how to get to the best decision given like the context, given the different like the type of information that you're dealing with, the particular decision, like what are you making it about? Who does it impact? How do you, for whom does for whom would this fail if we make this decision one way or another? So like asking all of those questions and like really grappling is what I think governance would be if it was like the platonic ideal of governance.
I I